While I was walking past a garbage dump, I noticed a few snake plant leaves that had been thrown away. At first, I thought they were completely dead, but when I took a closer look, I realized they were actually 2 snake plant cuttings that were still alive. Although the leaves were badly torn and looked like they had been neglected for a long time, the base of the plants was still healthy, so I decided to take them home and try to save them. This time, instead of planting them in soil, I decided to grow them in water using a hydroponic method. I carefully placed each cutting into a container of clean water, hoping they would adapt and start growing new roots. This is the first step in bringing these abandoned snake plants back to life. And I'll share the results in my next videos. The first and most important step is to thoroughly clean these 2 snake plant cuttings. Since they were thrown away and left outside, there is quite a bit of dirt, dust, and possibly bacteria or fungi on the leaves and around the base. If I plant them without cleaning them first, they may have a harder time adapting to their new environment and could even start to rot. I'll gently rinse each leaf and the base of the plants with clean water, making sure to remove as much dirt as possible without damaging the healthy parts. Looking closely, I can see that several leaves are torn, probably from being damaged or left unattended for a long time. However, the good news is that the leaves are still green, the cuttings are still firm, and the base doesn't show any signs of rot. That gives me hope that these plants still have a good chance to recover. After cleaning them, I'll trim away the leaves that are badly torn or too damaged. This will make the plants look neater and help them focus their energy on growing healthy new roots instead of trying to support damaged leaves. Because I'm growing these snake plants in water instead of soil, keeping everything clean is even more important. Any dirt or bacteria left on the plants could increase the risk of root or stem rot. That's why I want to take my time and prepare them as carefully as possible before placing them into water. I really hope that this careful start will give these abandoned snake plant cuttings a second chance to grow again. Now that they're clean and ready, it's time to place them into their new home and begin their hydroponic journey.
Next, I'll prepare the pebbles that will hold the snake plant cuttings in place. Even though the stones look clean, they can still have fine dust, dirt, and other tiny particles on the surface that are hard to see. If I put them into the container without washing them first, the water could quickly become cloudy, creating a better environment for bacteria to grow and making it harder for the plants to develop healthy roots. That's why I'm going to wash these pebbles several times with clean water. Each time, I'll stir them well, pour out the dirty water, and rinse them again until the water stays almost completely clear. It takes a little extra time, but I believe it's worth the effort. Starting with clean water and clean pebbles gives the plants a much better chance to adapt and reduces the risk of rot during the first few weeks. Once the pebbles are clean, I'll prepare a simple natural cleaning solution using garlic. I'll slice 1 clove of garlic into thin pieces and soak it in clean water for a few minutes. Garlic contains a natural compound called allicin, which is known for its antibacterial and antifungal properties. Many gardeners use garlic as a natural way to help reduce harmful bacteria and fungi without using chemical products. Next, I'll gently dip the base of each snake plant cutting into the garlic solution for a short time. I'm not expecting garlic to work like magic, but I hope it will help clean the base of the cuttings and lower the risk of bacteria or fungi causing problems once the plants are placed in water. These snake plants have already been through a lot after being thrown away, so I want to give them the best possible start. By taking a little extra time to clean everything carefully, I'm hoping they'll have a much better chance of growing healthy new roots and starting a new life. Now that everything is ready, it's finally time to plant these 2 snake plant cuttings in this glass jar. I chose a clear glass jar because it not only looks nice, but also lets me watch the roots grow over time. When the first white roots begin to appear, I'll be able to see them clearly without taking the plants out of the jar. First, I place a thick piece of foam inside the jar, raising it close to the top. This foam will support the 2 snake plant cuttings and keep them in the right position. It also prevents them from slipping to the bottom or sitting too deep in the water. I want only the base of each cutting to touch the water, because this can help reduce the risk of rot while still encouraging new roots to grow. Once the foam is in place, I carefully position each snake plant cutting. Since they don't have any roots yet, I take my time to make sure they stand upright and have enough space around them. At this stage, even a small movement could affect their position, so I handle them as gently as possible. Next, I slowly add the clean pebbles around the cuttings. I don't pour them in all at once. Instead, I add a few at a time, gently filling the empty spaces around the plants. The pebbles help hold the cuttings firmly in place so they won't move when I add water or move the jar. They also make the arrangement look much more natural and attractive. Looking at these two snake plant cuttings standing securely in their new glass home, it's hard to believe they were lying in a garbage dump not long ago. Now they've been given a second chance. From today on, I'll take good care of them and keep watching for the first signs of new roots. I really hope they will survive, recover, and begin a new life.
I've successfully propagated snake plants in water using this method before, and the results were very encouraging. After some time, the plants grew healthy white roots and continued to grow well. That's why, when I found these two snake plant cuttings that had been thrown away, I believed they still had a chance if they were cared for properly. Of course, every plant is different. These two cuttings were left in a garbage dump for quite some time, and their leaves are much more damaged than the ones I've grown before. So I can't promise they will recover like the others, but I do believe they're worth saving and deserve a second chance. Now everything is ready, the only thing left to do is wait. I'm really looking forward to seeing whether the first white roots will appear over the next few days or weeks. If they do, it will prove that even a plant that has been thrown away can come back to life with a little care and patience. If you enjoy rescuing abandoned plants, stay with me until the end of the video. In the next part, I'll finish setting up this hydroponic glass jar, carefully secure the two snake plant cuttings in place, and adjust the water level so they have the best possible start in their new environment. Many people think growing a snake plant in water is as simple as placing it in a jar, but there are actually a few important details that can make a big difference. If the cuttings are not positioned correctly or the base sits too deep in the water, it may affect their growth later on. That's why I'm taking my time and explaining each step as I go. I've used this method successfully before, so I'm hoping these two abandoned snake plant cuttings will also have a chance to recover. Let's finish this setup together and see what their new home looks like. After this video, I'll continue sharing their progress and let you know how they develop over the coming days. Finally, it's time for the last step, adding water to the jar. Since the two snake plant cuttings are already secured at the top of the jar, I'll slowly pour in the water while carefully watching the water level. I only need to add enough water for the base of each cutting to touch the water. There's no need to fill the jar completely. From my experience, the most important thing when growing snake plants in water isn't using a lot of water. It's making sure that only the base of the cuttings has gentle contact with the water. As the water slowly evaporates over time, I can simply add more to keep the level the same. This makes the plants much easier to care for. After adding the water, I check everything one last time. The two snake plant cuttings are standing firmly at the top of the jar. Their bases are just touching the water, while the stems and leaves remain completely outside the jar in the open air. Everything looks stable and ready for the next stage. Looking at the finished setup, I really hope stopping to rescue these 2 abandoned snake plant cuttings was the right decision. Maybe in the coming weeks, they'll surprise us by growing healthy new roots and starting a new life. From now on, all I can do is be patient, take good care of them, and let nature do the rest. I hope you'll join me again in the next video to see how these rescued snake plant cuttings grow over time. And here they are, the same 2 snake plant cuttings I found at the garbage dump just a little while ago. They already look much cleaner and healthier, don't they? I'm really looking forward to seeing how they grow over the next few weeks. I hope they'll adapt well to their new home and reward us with healthy new roots. Thank you so much for watching. Let's wait and see the results together. Goodbye for now, and I'll see you in the next video.